Hello, hello, hello. It's Kia, your show host, and this video is to help you learn how to do a tax return. Very simple. When you log into our software, the first thing you're going to do is go to New Return. And of course, it depends on what um, type of business or what type of return you're doing. If it's an individual and they're self-employed, you'll do this 1040, and you'll do a 1040. Later on, you'll add a Schedule C. But if there's a partnership, corporation, or anything like that, you'll add some, and you will hit one of these. But right now, we're going to start off on an individual. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to type in this person's social security number. You're going to have the information, and then you're going to type in their name. And we don't have a template. So you're either going to continue or go to interview mode. Because you're new, I recommend you do the interview mode. Now, this shouldn't take you a long time. However, some people would do. The filing status, if they're depending on if their filing status, you'll decide or they'll decide if they're married, filing jointly. These things are that this is what you want to ask them. So if it's an adult staying with their parent and you and they know, or you need to ask them if their parent is going to file at a household, they can file a single at that same address. But for this one, I'm going to do head of household. Okay, it's person birthday. And there, you don't have to put an occupation, but you can. So you can say whatever they are. It might be a telemarketer. Their telephone number. Here, if here we're gonna do a street address. And you just go ahead and proceed. Okay, this here is for dependents. So they might have a dependent, their dependent social security number in, their dependent's birthday, relationship to the dependent. You're gonna have to ask about that. So make sure you ask and you put the correct one. You want to make sure because you don't want to guess. Even if you know someone, you want to make sure. Okay, because people have all kind of things going on and everybody don't share everything with you. So it can be the stepchild, it can be um the woman could have told you she was married, but she's not married, and it's her boyfriend child, so that would be the stepchild. Or if it's a foster child, maybe you knew her all your life, but the child is foster child, or maybe you don't know this person. Don't assume. So we're gonna go with I mean let's do let's see what's the dependent type? The dependent type live apart. Maybe the kid is maybe it's a custody battle, lives with you, other no dependent. Whatever it is, make sure you're asking your client because you don't want to guess. Okay? That depends if that person have any child care expenses. Make sure you have that person contact the daycare, get the daycare EIN number, and put those dependents that expense in here, however much that was. Is the dependent disabled? If that child is disabled, put that. Is the dependent a student? Put that. Claim and earn income credit. Put that. Whatever it is, put it. Okay. So in this case, we only have we only have one dependent. Now, you want to read all the questions, so I am going to skim through this really quick. This is the health coverage work check. Did the taxpayer spouse, um, did the taxpayer spouse or dependent receive Form 1095A from the marketplace? Yes or no? Real simple. Is the taxpayer spouse or dependent requesting an exemption, a penalty for the health care, or were they granted an exemption by the marketplace? You can ask them. If they don't know, 9 times out of 10, the answer is no. So don't make it a big deal. Okay? So we're going to just go here and say they had minimum coverage And they had this for the whole year. And if the dependent is required to file a return, if the dependent worked and made, a heck of a lot of money, like, Lil Bow Wow was, he made a lot of money when he was a child. So, maybe someone come to you like that, maybe not. However, you just go on to the next one. Did you have a W-2 to report? Yes, this person did. Did this person have any of these? No. You want to make sure you ask, but in this case, we're not going to go through that one. So, y'all just click new, and it is not handwritten. Whatever, you don't have to click on that. But if it is red, you want to make sure you fill those areas. And this person, info decision, and this person, let's say they go with that. This is just a return that I'm just, doing an estimate on for a client. Um, Really quick. That's why I really just started to do this one because they want an estimate, and this is how you would do an estimate. You don't have to have their W-2. Maybe you just want to have their whatever they make. You want to have that. They can just give you that information. You can go from there. So let's move on. Person is a U.S. citizen all the year. Because you or your spouse. No. Okay. Either the following true: the child is not married or the child cannot be claimed as a dependent. And the person, this child cannot be a qualifying child for another person. Does the child have a social security number that allows him or her to work or the okay. Let's move on to the next one. Right now, that person refund will be $589. So the birth taxes I'm doing is trying to wonder if they should wait on their W-2s or if they should just file their self-employment taxes. Now, if they just wait on their W-2, if they don't wait, they're going to lose $589. And $589 in this case is a lot of money to lose. Did you complete the return based on information? Yes, it did. If the credits are claimed. Okay, so make sure you read all of these questions. Okay, make sure you read all the questions because here it says, did any information provided by the taxpayer or third party for use of preparing the return or information reasonable known to you appear to be incorrect, incomplete, or inconsistent? If you click yes, that is not going to be good. So make sure you're reading all the questions, please. Make sure you're reading all the questions. You can ask the taxpayer whether he or she could provide documents. So you want to ask, do they have any documents at this whatever documents they have, you want to get the documents, okay? Just in case they were to get audited. Make sure all your clients are signing the consent forms and filling out all the documentation because once they fill out the documentation, the intake form, that's gonna you're not gonna have to ask them a lot of questions because an intake form is gonna already ask those questions. So if they receive unemployment, if they receive other benefits, or they have anything disallowed, you're gonna know right then. So once you get them to You get their ID, birth certificate, their ID, their kids' information and stuff. You can have that right there in front of you and you can start on that return because you have their name and on their ID. You have their W-2, so their social is on their W-2, so you don't have to worry about asking them for their social. Their birthday is on their ID. You have their kids' information, so while they're filling out that package, you can start with their return, so they're not sitting there just sitting there. And if you have people coming into your home or office, you have like 3 or 4 people. You give everybody, a package so they can sit there and go ahead and fill it out. Okay. Okay, this is going to be e-filed. So the taxpayer PIN number is you can make it their last 5 digits of their social. You can make yours the same. Okay, in this case, we are the petitioner, and it's gonna you make sure your client is always signing documents because later on they're not gonna do it. Trust me, they're not gonna do it. And get them to sign it now. And if they don't want to do that, that's not our problem. We're not gonna get into that. That is not our problem. That's not our issue. They don't, they can go somewhere else, but they're gonna have to fill out paperwork, okay? Okay. So in like this case, like I said, this client wants to file their Schedule C. So we're gonna click on Forms mode, and you're almost done with the return. If I wasn't talking, we would have been done with this return if I didn't stop. And I'm at 11 minutes, almost 12 minutes. So now here you're gonna go up top, you're gonna type in Schedule C. Oh, add form. I'm sorry. Go to Add Forms. Form. And on that form, you're going to add whatever they have. If you need help building their form or helping them figure out how much they make, because a lot of people don't do it, and that's some type of part of accounting. So you can charge a little bit more. And let's say they were food, and let's say they were, but you want to go through these and really whatever they is, you want to take your time and go through these. But this only should take you maybe 2 to 3 minutes to figure out whatever they are under. So you can maybe say some qualities, whatever, but you want to figure out. And if they have a business name, type their business name in there. Give the IRS as much information as possible. Type their business name as the business address as the home address. Type that in. If that is, put that in. That's good information. If they have a business name, whatever it is, Tasha's and more. That's what we call our business name. Type it in for the IRS. Have her get her EIN number, call in, whatever it is. Get as much information as possible. If they don't have it, don't worry about it. Or if they don't have it, put it blank or put it as their business name. If they have an EIN number, have them look for it and get it and type it in here because you want the IRS to know that this is real. Okay? What kind of method do they use to get paid? Cash. Majority of the people do. Did you materially participate in this in 2018? Yes, they did if they made money. Did you make payments? No, they didn't make payments. Ask people if they make payments. If they did, put it in there because they're going to get a large refund. So you want to maximize their refund. Okay? It's here. This person, $15,048. Now, here, you will have to, or I will not push it through. They have to have some type of expenses. This is just part of life. They maybe don't know, but you need to ask them and figure it out. Let's get it going, okay? So advertising, maybe if they spent $5 a month, the 500 times, $5 times 12, they did some form of advertising, even if it's part of paying a phone bill. Put like 30% of their phone bill a month. You just have to have something down here because they spent something. So advertising a year, um, and it's $100. It has to be something. You want to put something down here. Go down and see, ask these questions because they probably already done. If their office is at home and they're paying, let's say they're paying $800 rent, put that in there. Put half of the rent or whatever. Make sure you put it in there. Once you're done, you know that this person is getting a larger refund. But you want to go through it because it should be more than that. So I hope this helped you guys. I look forward to helping you guys in the future. Bye-bye.